We just arrived in Kyoto, Japan last night. Today I thought we'd go out on a little bit of a photo mission, exploring this city. There's lots of temples and shrines and really interesting stuff to photograph here. So right now we just brought the bikes out of the Airbnb. So this is going to be our mode of transport for today. How you feeling?
Feeling like shooting film all day. Shooting film.
On the film camera. What happened to the Pentax?
It's getting done. It's only for portraits. It's
only
for really important stuff. This is just for whatever.
Okay.
You know, ugly people. No.
So in terms of lenses, I have the 20mm 1.4 Sigma Art lens, which is filming me right now. Nice wide lens for those awesome landscapes. Then I've also got a 35mm 1.4, which is like kind of my go-to walk around lens, which I think I'll be using for the most of the time. And then I've got a 100mm f2 Canon lens, which I've been using so far on this trip and I've been really enjoying it. It's a little bit different to what I'm used to shooting, but that long telephoto, you can really get some nice unique shots with it. So we're about to get on the bikes and we're gonna go to Arashiyama first, which is like a park with some temples and stuff like that. So should be a lot of fun. Let's go. We just stumbled across this cool little area on our way to where we were headed, and we thought we'd just stop and check it out. We just arrived at one of the more popular temples here, and it is pretty much peak hour for tourists at the moment. And so it's a little bit hard to get a shot. However, so far, I think I've managed to get a couple of good photos, so it's not all a wash. There was a few moments where, you know, you have to sort of just wait until maybe a few people leave the frame in order to get a decent photo, which is fine. I mean, when you come at this time, like mid-morning, middle of the day, you got to expect it to be a fair few tourists around. When you're walking along, you know, you're walking through a place, always remember to look behind you, because you're so focused usually on what's up ahead that you might miss something, a composition, you know, something that's really beautifully lit, something like that, that's actually behind you that you might have already walked past and not actually taken the time or even thought of looking behind you. So always take in your surroundings, and that way you can really get the most out of photographing the place that you're in. We just finished up shooting at the first spot. Now we've stopped off to get some coffee and some food. So the sun is setting right now and we've just come to our last location, which took us about an hour and a half to ride to, and we found this nice long street with a temple at the end. It's very crowded at this time. I'd love to come maybe first thing in the morning to really get a great shot here, but nonetheless we're going to break out with the tripod and see if we can get a decent shot. And this will probably be the last shot of the day before we head back to our Airbnb and get ready for another day, this time in Mount Fuji.